Florida Panthers series. I mean, it's been insane how much they.
That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying. You're totally freaking lost in this conversation.
Have to file it on all.
It's like devil rays and rays.
There's a history in this league.
The tab is on you.
You got it, man.
Or the tab is on me.
You got it.
What has Daniel Jones done in 3 years? He hasn't even missed
About rings. This is what I care about.
Well, what about Tampa?
No, Jimmy's the idiot.
Yeah, Jimmy's
My issue is Patrick Mahomes being the favorite. You can give me a list of 5 different names, and I probably wouldn't be mad at it.
And think about it. Stafford is doing this without Kyron Williams having a solid year. He's got 500 rushing yards, but compared to Taylor. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes being number 1 and being the favorite for MVP, it's kind of like the power ranking. Baffles my mind.
Yeah.
I don't understand how he's the MVP when they're 5-4. They just lost to Buffalo. They barely beat the
I believe
Giants.
he just, after this game, he lost his MVP slot to Josh Allen.
Yeah, he should.
Which I'm tired of the glazing of Josh Allen. He's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback and all, but still.
He hasn't won anything. He won MVP, but that's about it. He can't get the job done. It's kind of like
there's
when you
plenty
have
of players
guys
out there that we can go.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I'm just tired. I'm just tired of Kansas City. This Kansas City glaze. Vegas has them. The NFL is for them. This Patrick Mahomes should not be Mr. favorite to win MVP. The Kansas City Chiefs should nowhere be ranked number 1 in power ranking. All right. And if I see them, Adam Schefter, all these guys coming into next week and say, Kansas City still my number 1, Kansas City still my number 2. Okay. When Kansas City lost to Buffalo this past weekend, okay, and then you disrespect my Patriots by putting them all the way up to like 11 or 10, okay, when they beat the Buffalo Bills, who just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, all right, playing good football. I can name 5 other teams that are way better than Kansas City, okay, with the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Colts, the Patriots, the Lions, the Rams. Come on. And we're going to put Kansas City at that number 1 spot. It's just a slap in the face to every NFL fan out there, except for Kansas City Chiefs fans, because you know they're loving it at this point. Okay. And when they miss the playoffs, everyone's going to be laughing, but Kansas City fans. That's it.
Yeah, Schefter did that a week ago, and then someone else did it too. So it's
they've had Kansas City in the number 1 power ranking for like the past 2 weeks. Come on.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos at 7-2. You have, all right, I don't have anything Chargers up here. You got the Chargers who are 6-3 with Justin Herbert. Come on.
And I get it. I get it. If people want to argue, the Patriots, who they play, it's not our fault that the schedule was set the way it is. If we're going power ranking, especially if we're going power ranking, all right, if I'm basing my power ranking, I'm looking at how you're playing, your schedule, obviously, because if the Patriots have the easiest schedule going forward, then they should be ranked number 1 in power ranking because of that schedule. Okay. I think from now on, I think the most wins a team has against them is 2 wins so far going forward. Mm-hmm. So if I'm looking at that schedule, the way this Patriots team is playing, the way Drake May is playing, I'm putting them as the number 1 power ranking because of that schedule. There's no ifs, ands, and buts.
Well, you could say they barely beat anyone, but
still, if you look at if you're putting everything in play, right? We're going power ranking. Strongest team in football right now, right?
The best.
Yeah, the best team in football right now. You would have to look at strength of schedule, how they've been playing, okay? And that's how I would base it off of. So if the New England Patriots, who are 4-0 on the road, have won, what is it, 6 straight games now? 7 straight games? 6 straight games, I believe it is.
Yeah,
okay?
They're on a 6-game heater.
6 games straight.
To the Raiders.
Then you're looking at their upcoming schedule, which are all trash teams. Okay, big whoop. That's how the schedule played out.
Well, they
Don't
got
be
a tough
mad at it.
opponent
Sooner or
in,
later, your team's probably going to have a trash schedule to play against.
Yeah, they got a tough opponent though against the Giants on Monday Night Football.
So you say.
Watch.
But I'm looking at all of these and I'm basing my power ranking off of that. So as right now, my team would be the Patriots going first as the number one power ranking because they have an easy schedule, they're playing great football, and they're winning. That would be my number one. I would nowhere, shape, or form put the Kansas City Chiefs as my number one power ranking right now. Now, if they go on a consecutive win and they're playing good football, they're beating teams, and they go on 3-4 game win streak, then okay, now you can say, okay, the Chiefs climbed the power ranking, okay, and they can go up to 2, 3, 1 if the Patriots end up losing. But if the Patriots still keep rolling, they should be number one power ranking until they lose and then they fall back. Because obviously, if they lose going forward, the only team that I can see them losing to going forward would be, I think, the Baltimore Ravens because Lamar's back. Okay, even the Bengals, I think when we play the Bengals, Burrow won't be back. And, Patriots defense is playing great football right now. So I would put them number one over any team right now.
Yeah, and I think I saw a stat. They haven't given up 50 rushing yards.
They haven't allowed a running back
against
to
any
get
opponent.
over 50 rushing yards all season. All season. And you're telling me they're not the number one power ranking? Drake May is considered the greatest deep ball threat this season. Okay? And you got a defense that's not allowing top running backs to get more than 50 yards. Bijan Robinson, Kamara, all these guys to get 50. They're all of them stood under 50 yards. But yeah, we're going to keep disrespecting my New England Patriots.
Yeah, well, I guess we got to live through the Patriots again.
Hey, it's not my fault. Listen, we don't know. Next season may be a tougher schedule, and it won't be as easy for them. But the way they're playing now, they're looking at great football. They're playing great football.
I can't deny it, but I just don't think we should crown them as Super Bowl champions just yet. I think they could be the AFC favorite, but when you have teams like Matty Stafford and the Rams, the Denver Broncos, the Chargers.
Yeah, but if you look at a lot of these teams, I think I looked up the Rams schedule before. Let me see it again. I'll pull it up. Los Angeles Rams, 6-2. They beat the Texans. They beat the Titans. They lost to the Eagles. They beat the Colts. They lost to the 49ers. They beat the Ravens. Okay. And that game, Lamar wasn't even playing. So big whoop. You beat a team without Lamar. And then you beat the Saints. And the Saints have one win on the season. So this is where I'm going for. I understand that Stafford is your MVP, but they haven't played great teams as well. And nothing against Matt Stafford. That's the way the schedule played out. But this is why I'm saying, we look at, people say, oh, the Patriots are where they're at because, the schedule is so easy, the teams suck. The Rams are where they're at because the schedule is so easy and the teams suck. If you look at a lot of these teams that are in first place, it's because the teams they played suck. I believe Denver's schedule was horrible. Denver played, let me see, where are they at? Denver. Denver started off the season against the Titans. Well, we've seen the Titans this season. Then they lost against the Colts. Then they lost against the Chargers. They beat a Bengals team without Joe Burrow. Then they beat the Eagles team, which at that time, that Eagles team looked like horrible. Like they didn't even want to play together. But I'll give them that win. Then they beat the Jets. Then they beat the Giants. Great game. Came back, won that game. Then they beat the Cowboys. Last game, they played the Texans. Okay? Easy schedule. So for all these people saying, no, well, this team's played the East schedule. If we look at this season, every team is out of whack. Every team is hurt. Every team is going through something. There are teams that aren't. Patriots are playing pretty well, haven't had big injuries. Denver really hasn't had big injuries. So the teams at the top are the teams that are staying healthy. The teams at the bottom are the ones that are hurting, except for Kansas City. They had Rashee Rice out, their best wide receiver, yes. But if you got Patrick Mahomes behind there, he should still be winning games. Okay? We can go back. When you watch Tom Brady back in the day, Tom Brady made players around him better. I get it. Xavier Worthy was hurt. Rashee Rice was hurt. Yes. But even when they're with them back, they're still not playing dominant football, in my opinion. So let's get past, this schedule is easy, this schedule is not, because the whole NFL this season is all messed up. It's all thrown up in the air, and it's like, here, whoever catches this team's going to win. So when it comes down to it, we should all be looking at everyone's schedule. Here we go.
Oh, no, I saw it on Instagram, and I want to know just your thoughts on it. Can you read that?
Yeah, I could see that. Drake May is 1-9 in NFL when he has to throw more than 26 passes in a game. He also has never won a game where the Patriots allowed more than 20 points. And he had to lead a fourth quarter game-winning drive.
Is he overrated? That's the interesting part.
I wouldn't say he's overrated. I mean, as we've watched, and this is the problem with that. We're going through old stats, right? 1-9 in the NFL when he has to throw more than 26 passes in a game. The problem with this is that as we've watched this season, Drake May has been getting better and better as the season's gone on. And he's played better football. And this is without a star-studded wide receiver. Yes, Diggs is there, but he's coming back from injury. He's slowly getting up, and he hasn't even been targeting Diggs like that. Diggs had his first touchdown, this past weekend? Okay. We're talking about Kayshon Boutte over there getting a lot of it. When these other teams, like the Eagles have A.J. Brown, the Rams have Puka Nacua, they have standout wide receivers. But yet Drake May is doing this without a standout wide receiver. And our backfield, our running backs have not been playing good football as well. Ramondre Stevenson has not been playing good football. Trevion Henderson is playing decent football, but it's not amazing football. They're not rushing 100 yards a game. So when you look at this Patriots team, they are slowly getting better and better as the season goes on. Yes, they're playing weaker and weaker teams, but you're seeing the difference of that team as a whole getting better, while we're watching other teams just fall apart. So you can't use stats that were from last season into this season. We've got to use the stats for this season. He's played excellent football. He's getting better and better. The guy on the run, he's throwing dime passes. He's throwing perfect passes down the field where they're landing in the receiver's hands. You know, good ball position. Deep down passes. So why are we using old stats? I mean, we could say that about any player. Look at Saquon Barkley when he was on the Giants. Offensive line sucks real bad. He had,
or even last
first season, what do you have, like 200-yard games?
Yeah, he didn't really have a lot.
And then all of a sudden he goes to the Eagles, and look at him. Last season was MVP, had the most rushing yards, almost broke the record.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about growth. See, we like to stay in the past. We like to stay in the past like those Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not the coach. I'm not the GM, so I can't really say.
Can't really say. Listen, I'm sorry if my team is losing, not winning playoff games. It's time for a change.
Yeah.
And we can hate all these other teams. The Jets, they suck. The Giants, they suck. The this, the that. But you know what? They're trying to make a difference.
The
They're
Patriots.
firing head coaches. They're bringing new head coaches in. They're bringing quarterbacks in. And yes, the Steelers have switched out quarterbacks a lot, but you haven't found the right way. You haven't found it.
Mhm.
You look at the
You-
Patriots, got rid of Belichick.
That's what
We
I'm
went
saying.
through what's his name? That was over there, I forget his name. But
Gerard Mayo,
yeah, Mayo didn't
1
work
year.
out. Then
Cam
we put
Newton. You tried
Huh?
Cam Newton. You tried Mac Jones.
yeah, until we found the right thing. And I don't blame Mac Jones over there much because Mac Jones, at that time our offensive line
balling,
was
say
really
for
hurt
him.
real bad.
But you
What was
moved
that?
on. You moved on. You didn't just be like,
Yeah,
okay, let's
you
see
move
what
on. You bring in new coaching staff. You change the front office if you have to. You watch some of these teams like the Cowboys are running in that same direction.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is talking about, oh, there's $100 billion in oil out there. And I get that. So why don't you leave the football to the professionals?
Yeah.
Step back, take a step back and say, hey, I'm going to entrust you guys to take care of this for me. Make the correct decisions. Relay it back to me as well so I can be a part of it. But I want you guys to give me a reason why we should change this, why
Yeah.
we should go this route.
Not do the same old thing. Like the Steelers, they're recycling quarterbacks. Russell Wilson,
They are.
Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers.
And it's a good band-aid, but you had these young guys over there and you just let them walk instead of developing them as football players.
Yeah.
And we're putting bandages over there. It's time to
Mhm.
rip off the bandage and start fresh.
Like if you look at the Broncos, they brought in Peyton Manning and they won. The Buccaneers brought in Tom Brady and they won. It worked for them. That was like a 1-year thing. But the Steelers, it seems like they're not winning playoff games, and they're like, all right, let's bring in the next guy. Let's bring in the next guy. They're not making any changes.
And we all know we're gonna have Jimmy Druss probably watch this episode and be like, I can't defend my Steelers. But at the same time, I think he agrees with us.
There's
It's
really
time for
nothing
change.
to defend. There's nothing to defend with that.
Yep.
It's not
And
like
you
they
can't
won
call me a
playoff
Giants hater when I got a Giants football here, signed by Giants players.
No, I think you're just a little like it hurts you that we beat you twice in the big game.
It doesn't hurt when we have more championships.
All right. Eli's 2-0.
Must be nice.
So I understand you won't be here on Thursday, so let's wrap it up and just have one prediction for week 10, I believe.
Oh, I got to look at that. Yes, we are halfway through the season. More than halfway now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's going by so fast.
Almost
Week
December.
10. All right, let's see. We got Broncos, Raiders. After watching those Raiders, bro, I don't even want to see that game on a Thursday night.
You got Falcons,
Spread
Colts.
spread is -8.5. Ugh. Against that Denver defense.
Browns,
see.
Jets, Saints, Panthers.
Ooh, this week's gonna be a good matchup with the Patriots and the Bucks. I'm gonna love to watch that game.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, we'll see who comes out on top on that one.
Ravens, Vikings, Giants, Bears.
Yeah, Buffalo versus Miami.
Jaguars,
Saints,
Texans.
Panthers.
Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Niners, Lions, Commanders, Steelers, Chargers. and
Well, we know the
Eagles,
Lions are going to
Packers.
win that Commanders game.
Oh yeah, that's a dominant win.
That's an easy win. Rams, Niners. That's going to be a good game. Rams, Niners. Steelers, Chargers. I was already talking to Jimmy about this game. He said the Steelers are going to probably win this game. Who else do we have? Eagles, Packers. That might be a good game. If I had to look at it and take an underdog, if I had to pick one underdog this week, I might take the Saints. What's the spread? -4.5, so +4.5. I think I'd take the Saints +4.5. That's my pick.
Oh, against the Panthers, I could see that.
Yeah. You know, the Saints are due for a win. They haven't
Yeah.
played horribly. Their receivers are starting to wake up. But I can see them winning.
Yeah, me too. I could see it happening. They're not
Yeah.
really.
And I'm
that
by the
bad.
way,
They're
I'm
not
undefeated
terrible.
so far in all my
Oh,
picks.
you are?
Did your
Seems like
pick
you
win?
always get-
No.
Nah. Seems like you always get these right. I don't know what you're doing, but it looks like you're getting them right.
Yeah, I told you. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the Buffalo being underdogs at home in fucking Buffalo. Outrageous. And that's where I always said this is the Kansas City glazing all over again.
Yeah, it's the recency bias. Look what just happened in the AFC Championship.
Plus, Buffalo's had their number every regular season game. Come on.
Yeah, they love Kansas City.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, you
take
can make
them Saints.
Yeah, you can make the argument with the Patriots back in the day, but it wasn't this bad. It
No,
wasn't this bad.
no.
Kansas City.
And I had a
sucked when they
conversation
them.
with one of the guys at work saying the same thing is like, you know, we could argue a lot of things about New England. Oh, Spygate, which actually wasn't illegal until the following season. Deflategate, which they never found anything, but even quarterbacks would say they would either overinflate or underinflate their balls because it felt much easier in their hands or further to throw. There's so much that we can go, but when you watch them play, you can tell that they were a good football team. When we watch Kansas City play, they're a decent football team. There's times where they're a great team, but I don't think I've ever seen so many calls go one way for a team like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they get them all the time.
Yeah, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's that recency bias. It's, hey, look what they've done every year. Super Bowl. They got Patrick Mahomes. They got Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. It drives me insane.
But and they're trying to bring fans in, but I think they're slowly getting fans out. Fans that don't want to watch the game anymore because they're getting calls their way. Listen, how do you go a whole game without one call against you?
Yeah.
Not one call against you.
But
it's
Dave,
insane.
I was gonna add in, it's the, hey, Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that. I think it's they're either trying to make him the GOAT or they're trying to take away the Patriots and distant them. I don't know what it is, but it's at the top level with the Kansas City Chiefs.
The NFL has turned into, what's his name? Collinsworth?
Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah. That's what the NFL is. They're Chris Collinsworth, where they compare everything to Patrick Mahomes. And everything Patrick Mahomes does is great and amazing.
I've never seen a quarterback like this. Like Patrick Mahomes.
For the past couple of years, when they were dominating the league, yes, they were a great team. But ever since, and this is the crazy part, ever since Tyreek Hill left, there wasn't that guy out there, the big guy. Travis Kelce had to step up for a while, but you could see the slow digress in their team. You know, he's got Rashee Rice back. That's their big go-to guy. But come on.
Patrick Mahomes looks lost out there too sometimes when he has no like top receiver around him or when Kelsey's having a terrible day because he's probably thinking of his girl. He's probably getting ready for a concert or something or a show. I don't know. He looks lost out there. But when you have Tom Brady, he can make these average, mediocre receivers look like they're the greatest. Like Danny Amendola, never heard of him until he played with Tom Brady.
Yep.
Wes Welker wasn't the same without Tom Brady. Julian Edelman, I heard of him, but I don't think he would be the same without Tom Brady. So I don't know what they're doing. It's either they're trying to get away from the Patriots back in the day and distance them and making the Chiefs, like they're the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs.
I mean, I think we need to go back to, playing the best teams, going for the best teams. Stop worrying about one specific team. And at that moment, look at this. Look who they're playing. Look at their schedule. Look, see what they're doing as a team. And this is why my argument is that the Patriots should be number one power ranking, because if we look at it, they're playing well. 6 straight wins, 4-0 on the road. You know, they have an easy schedule coming up. They should be ranked at number 1 power ranking for the regular season. Playoffs are a totally different thing at the end of the day. You know, we look at the Indianapolis Colts, who have 2 losses on the season. They're playing great football. We look at the Rams. They're playing great football. So when we look at these teams and we skip over the teams that have 6, 7 wins, and we give it to a team that had 4, 5 wins on the season as the best team in football, is utter disrespect to the rest of the NFL, in my opinion. You know, it's a disrespect to other fans out there and their team. And that's why I get so mad, because of the fact that as a Patriots fan looking at it, I'm like, how is Patrick Mahomes MVP when there's other players out there? How is the Kansas City Chiefs the best team in power ranking when there's other teams out there? I can't be mad at the other teams. I can't be mad at Denver for the schedule they played, the Rams for the schedule they played. You know, they're playing great football, and looking forward at the teams that they are playing forward. They're gonna be that top power ranking because those teams aren't good going forward. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we need to move past this whole Kansas City Chiefs run the NFL, because that's what it looks like to everybody, is that the NFL is pushing these Kansas City Chiefs. And it's not just the NFL, it's the analysts out there. It's the people that are talking about it, saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes, Scott Rasheed Rice back, looking like a top team. Yes, but have they proven themselves yet? I don't believe so. So we need to get out of the mindset of the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in football and start looking at everybody else. Because when we look at everybody else, they're playing great football, and their schedule coming forward is going to be what it is. So I say to everybody out there, let's look past the Kansas City Chiefs, and let's look at all these other teams that are moving back up. Let's look at the Patriots. Let's look at the Broncos. Let's look at the Rams. Let's look at the Bucks. Let's look at the Lions, because there are other teams out there. Let's not worry about the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. And when the Kansas City Chiefs start playing good football again, that's when we can take a look back at them.
Yeah, I love what you said. I agree with that. Like, I love Patrick Mahomes as a person, as a football player.
Oh, I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. Listen, a guy that can sling his arm sideways and make tight throws, who can go on a run and throw a pass, who can scramble and get up the yard, get up 10, 15 yards and run out of bounds as a smart play. No, nothing against Patrick Mahomes. But I think that the analyst and the NFL is making him and the Chiefs start to look like villains instead of that team.
Yeah. Like, I agree with that, and this is where I want to wrap it up and I give my thoughts on it. Patrick Mahomes, he's a great quarterback, but he's not having an MVP season. He's not the best quarterback.
And it could change at any point.
Yeah.
It's only halfway through the season.
It could change. He could do the thing he does every year in week 16, 17 and get to the Super Bowl again. He can definitely do that. But when you watch these Sunday night football games and you see, like, let's say you see a dominant play by Jackson Dart or by, let's name Bo Nix. Let's Bo Nix. You hear Chris Collinsworth. Wow, I haven't seen a play like this since. This is like Patrick Mahomes, man. Patrick Mahomes did this. Patrick Mahomes did that. The way he could throw the ball on the loose and the scramble. Like, why?
We haven't seen a comeback like that since the Kansas City Chiefs.
Like, why do we bring them up in every play, every moment? Like, that's what drives me insane. Like, I have a Mahomes jersey, but I hate the Chiefs. I don't like the team as a whole. I respect Mahomes a lot. That's the only thing. But it gets to a point where you keep talking about them like they're dominant, like they're 8-0, they're 7-1. They're not. Patrick Mahomes played against the Eagles and committed a turnover interception in the end zone against the Eagles. He looked lost out there last night.
At this point, you look at that team and they're not even in the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, they're sitting out.
They're right at the cusp of getting into the playoffs,
they're
not there. How
Mhm.
are we putting a team so high on a pedestal that is not even in playoff picture yet? And this is the problem that we're having as fans, is that we're seeing this. And obviously, it's not Kansas City Chiefs fans that are having a problem, because I mean, if I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'd be like, yeah, my team's number one in power ranking. Ha,
Hell
my
yeah,
my
look at
quarterback's
us.
right now favorite to win MVP.
No one
Nothing
better,
wrong with
baby.
that. But at the same time, we've got everybody else pushing when there's other teams that are playing way better than them at this point.
Yeah, that's disrespect to Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford, Drake May, Josh Allen. There's so many great quarterbacks out there that I think are having better years than Patrick Mahomes. There's teams that are having great years. You could throw Baker Mayfield in there. There's teams that's having great years than the Kansas City Chiefs.
There's players, Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Gibbs having a great first half of the season. You know, and he's probably going to have a great second half of the season, because Montgomery, I don't know what's happening with that guy.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But you got
yeah,
players
the
out
glaze
there,
is
like,
real.
come on.
The glaze is real.
Oh, for sure.
All right, Big Dave Mendoza, it's a pleasure to have you on. Looking forward to having you on for conversations with Dougie. Maybe we'll talk about a Netflix documentary or something that's trending in the world. Looking forward to having you on. And I look forward to being a guest again on Unsolicited Role Models.
Role models you may not want, but you may just need.
All right, Dave, it's always a pleasure, buddy.